Previously on Road to the Kenyon Premier League. Last week, the boys rematched a tough RDU squad. The same squad that crushed us 2-0 in Week 12 came to face us in front of another sold-out Sunday crowd at Mahiga. That home pitch energy, combined with our months of consistent nutrition, training, and chemistry building, flipped the script on RDU, and this time we crushed them in poetic fashion 2-0, returning the favor and hanging in the promotion race for one more week. And after that win, our 7th straight over the past 2 months, Kahawa Pride was gearing up for another crucial doubleheader, this time with higher stakes than ever before. Drop even a single point and get mathematically eliminated from the promotion race. And the 2 days ahead were an absolute gauntlet. Saturday, on the road against number 2 on the table, Embakasi, at a venue so hostile our own staff couldn't risk bringing any camera gear or equipment to record it. And Sunday, a rematch against 6th on the table, Mentors FC, a team that stomped us 3-0 back in March, one of our most disappointing showings of the entire season. We trained hard all week, and by Saturday morning, the stage was set, our bus hit the road, and the games began. 2 matches, major updates to our promotion odds, and new merchandise for the first time this season. I am covering it all and more in this video. You are now watching Road to the Kenyon Premier League. What's up, everyone? My name is Hayes Knupp, JerseyBird founder and your host of Road to the Kenyon Premier League, back with another big episode for you guys. Before we get into it, we do have new merch for the first time this season. I'm excited to drop the first ever KPFC apparel items. We have a very small collection for you guys. 1 red t-shirt and 1 green t-shirt. These are 100% cotton heavyweight shirts. I'm wearing a large right now. This is what the front looks like, just a very minimal design with Kahawa Pride Football Club on the chest, and this is what the back looks like with Kahawa Pride Road to the Kenyon Premier League screen printed in white. We also have this little rubber pyramid sewn tag on the bottom right side of the shirt. This is to represent our current location in the Kenyon football pyramid, right there in the 5th tier regional league. We only stocked 40 of these shirts total, 20 in red and 20 in green, not because I wanted to keep them super exclusive, but because they were actually way too expensive to produce, so I couldn't buy that many. So go check them out while you can. And that brings me to my second point. Because they were so expensive to produce, I am looking for a US-based screen printing partner. If you are a screen printing company or you are familiar with a good one, go ahead and let us know who we should work with. I have big plans for season 3 merch, and it will heavily rely on a good quality screen printing partner for t-shirts, hoodies, all your merch basics. So if you're a screen printing company, go fill out our sponsor form at KahawaPrideFC.paperform.co, and I will be reviewing every single submission. Thank you guys for the support. Now back to the video. Saturday morning hit, and we packed up the bus and went on the road. Embakasi United, 2nd on the table, and the hardest road test we've had all season. This is the club with the best defensive record in the league. Big physical center backs, a side that gives you almost nothing. And the last time we met, we shared points with a 1-1 draw at Mahiga. So we knew this was going to be a grind from the start, but we were still fighting to maintain our win streak, and we knew our win streak was going to be tested in a way that it hadn't been yet. And I want to be very clear about what an away day like this actually looks like, because this one was not pretty. The crowd was very hostile, a lot of it aimed at our players and our organization in general, to the point where our team got warned that they might have their phones snatched during the match, which is exactly why we left our big camera equipment and VO at home, just to keep everything lower key and safer. The ground itself was also rough, cars parked along the road with the lads crossing through live traffic just to reach the pitch, and there was a good amount of alcohol along the touchline, so we knew we were in for an entertaining match. More non-stop action from grassroots Kenyan football. On the pitch, the match kicked off tight and physical, exactly the grind we expected from them, and then right before the break, this. 44th minute, 1-0, and we enter the half down 1. In the second half, we went after the game hard. Felix Kamau and Moses Bwire subbed off after the break for Rahimu Salehe and Robert Manyora. Cassie Mwini also came on a bit later, all of it part of Kim's strategy to find a way back through the match. But the best defense in the league makes you earn every yard, and on this day, the equalizer never came. Full time, Embakasi won, Kahawa Pride 0. And after 7 straight wins, the run comes to an end.
The game was very tough. The tempo was too high.
Na feel vibaya juu tulilose hiyo game. Tulitry our best na ni venye tu naweza sema ilikuwa hard luck kwetu, maana tulilose hiyo game.
There's no way to sugarcoat it. We lost on the road. It was a very good side, but it was a must-win match for us. Anyways, we barely had time to even sit with the loss because less than 24 hours later, Mentors FC were coming to Mahiga. Sunday, 4 p.m. East African time, back home at Mahiga, less than a day after our loss to Embakasi. And if there was ever a game to respond in, it was this one, because Mentors are the side that beat us 3-0 at their place earlier in the year, an absolute embarrassment for us, and we wanted revenge. They possess the ball well, they press hard, and they are a proper footballing team with proper strategy, and they are an upper table team for a reason. Now we were back at home with better energy, but we still had to go out and earn it.
What is the plan to keep the streak going?
To push each other. Last time walitupiga juu bado ile bondi inaikuwa sana kwa team. Sasa hii kiangalia tumepiga mawin kwa run poa sana. Leo pia tunatoa machungu juu ya jana. Jana tuli lose game. Leo ni a better way to come back kwa the winning spirit.
Energy iko poa. Kuna kitu kingine sisi tumekuja kuwin tu. Tuko sawa tu. Tuko prepared.
Mentors had the better of the opening exchanges, and Karani had to be sharp early, but James Masharia was an absolute wall at the back all afternoon, letting nothing by, having the kind of game where the striker was just getting nothing past him. However, tragedy struck in the 32nd minute when we lost Sidiki Otieno, our most consistent defender all season, who went down after a heavy hit. Young defenseman Bradley Maloba came on for him and slotted across to right back, so there was a bit of reshuffling along the defensive line early. And our captain, Louis Moniki, kept knocking on the door. Off the upright once, then just wide of the post. 2 near goal chances in the first half. He was just inches away from putting the ball in the net, but we go into the half 0-0. And the Mentors fans were on the referee for almost all of the day, disputing calls, getting personal, one of them even going at it while we were filming a clip of her. And at one point, Matthias walked over to the officials' general area only to check on something about the live stream, and the crowd decided that we must be colluding with the referees based off no evidence, and that just riled things up further. You literally cannot make this stuff up. Oh, and a major step forward for our content. For the first time ever, we debuted a ref cam. We put a camera on the referee purely just for content, just the same way that some of the biggest leagues around the world do it. The first half mount did not work so well. We did not get the right shots. Everything was kind of angled too far up, but we did adjust at the half. We improvised a little bit, and we actually got some decent clips. So I'll show a few of those clips on screen here. This obviously was our first time trying it. We will be running it back as much as we can and improving it to just make our content even deeper, even richer, just overall more entertaining. In the second half, Cassie Mwini came on and the whole game shifted.
Now, Eli to try get that one, but Jojo Uma is very tight and ensures that the plays cut, and Jojo Uma overlaps, and now he has a chance to bring across into the area. Will he bring in something nice? Yes, he does! Mwaniki! It had to be him.
George Uma overlaps, puts it on a plate, and the captain, the man who had been knocking on the door all game, finally buries it right past the keeper. 1-0. Moniki puts us ahead, and from there, we dug in. It got intense towards the end. It got very physical, but in the end, we held on. Full time, Kahawa Pride 1, Mentors 0.
And it is full time. It is sweet revenge for Kahawa Pride. They lost 3-0 in the first leg, in what was a very, very weird afternoon. But this time round, they've earned the points. They're back to winning ways. And of course, they're marching into the top 4. They'll finish the weekend in the top 4.
Sweet revenge. They beat us 3-0 at their place earlier in the season. This time we get them 1-0 at home. And again, we see the same pattern that we talked about all season, where we keep winning rematches at home against teams that beat us on the road. Whether it's our home field advantage or whether it's been our training, nutrition, and all the other preparations that we've been working on all season, or probably a combination of the two, our home field advantage is serious.
It's an amazing feeling because each player have given his best, and as a team we fought to our best and we got all 3 points at home. That's amazing.
We are grateful for the support of the fans. Playing at home is always a great feeling, and we give our all so that we can win our matches at home.
Game haijakuwa rahisi, tumeng'ang'ana, juu tulikuwa home. A lot of mistakes imekuwa, but tutarekebisha kwa tizi. For the remaining games, tutang'ang'ana, tuweke clean sheet and mawins pia.
So that is 1 loss and 1 win on the weekend, 3 points across Saturday and Sunday, and we are still sitting in 4th, which brings me to the major table updates that we need to cover. This is where we stand. We are in 4th with 53 points from 29 games with 17 wins, 5 draws, and 7 losses. Up top, Westlife are running away with it with 71 points, then Embakasi with 63, Kamango with 56, and then we sit behind them. So as it stands now, we have been mathematically eliminated from 1st place, and in this league, 1st place is the only club that gets a promotion. But we have 5 league games left, and if we won every single one of them, the most we could finish with is 68 points, and Westlife are already at 71, so that is why we are essentially eliminated from promotion. But we do have that negative 3-point penalty that could swing our way. So hypothetically, if we won all 5 of our matches and the clubs ahead of us lost the rest of their matches, and we get the negative 3-point swing in our favor, there is a very, very small chance that we could end up in 1st place. But again, that is so astronomically unlikely. We are essentially mathematically out of 1st place, which means we have nothing else to do but focus on winning the rest of our games, not because we can make it to 1st place, but because you never know what can happen to the clubs ahead of you, not just in our own league, but in the leagues ahead of us. There could be restructurings. We see it all the time. Now, I'm not saying we're going to move up and, the skies are going to clear and we're just going to jump up a league, but it happened earlier last year. We were relegated and then a team dissolved. We jumped up into their spot when we really were supposed to be in the 6th tier this season, but now we're in the 5th. So yeah, there's no point in getting down about being mathematically eliminated. Just got to keep winning and hope for the best. And I want to take you back a couple of weeks to the Maji rematch, to something we never actually covered properly. After our game against Maji, the players all gathered around Coach Kim and threw him up in the air. And if you remember this match, you remember the history behind it. This was the one team that we could not score on all season, the one game that we really should have won, and the team that started calling us the office club for taking our paperwork so serious. So when we finally got them on grass with no asterisk, we did not just beat them, we beat them 5-0 on their own grounds. That is what this moment captured right there, a group of players celebrating the win with their head coach. These are some of the moments that sometimes get overlooked, but in my opinion, they're some of the best images from the entire season. Some crucial updates on the rest of the family. The Lionesses closed out their season in style, 8-1 against Furl FC. Nettie, of course, finished the season as our top scorer with 14 goals, and Grace and Jerry, back from her serious shoulder injury, finished the season with 11. Some big numbers from that dynamic duo, and our U19 squad, Mapogo, ground out a goalless draw with Young Boys FC. And before we close out the video, something that matters far more than any match result. This week, the Kenyon football family lost one of its own. Our thoughts are with everyone at Kahawa Queens who lost one of their players. From all of us at Kahawa Pride, we are sending our love to her family, her teammates, and her club. Rest in peace. Our next stream will be this weekend. The time and opponent are TBD, but I will keep you guys updated in the pinned comment. On our injury report, Benson Govid is still working his way back, and Sidiki Otieno came off early Sunday with a big hit, and we are keeping an eye on him throughout this week. There you have it, Season 2, Episode 62. If you like the show, drop a like, drop a sub, comment where in the world you are watching from. As always, you can catch new episodes of Road to the Kenyon Premier League every Wednesday and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you all for the incredible amount of support, and I'll see you in the next one.